Hello and welcome to Paper Talks, the first episode of the Paper Republic talk show. Thank you for being with us right now. Thank you, the audience, and welcome. And yes, let's welcome the Papa of Paper Republic, Jérôme.
Thank you, Rani. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thank you.
welcome to Paper Talks.
Thank you.
You are the founder of Paper Republic. I think we all pretty know the story of Paper Republic, but for this first episode, the theme is going to be how it started and where it's going. We have a special anniversary coming this year in 2022.
Yep.
Can you tell us more about that?
This year will be the 10 years of Paper Republic, so it really feels like we are growing up, and now we are a real company with real people, real products, a lot of customers, and 10 years, it sounds like a long time. It actually feels like it was yesterday when I started it. If you ask me why we started it, I don't really know, and I don't know where we're really going to, to be honest, but I know we're going to have a big party for the 10 years, yeah, for sure.
Well, tell me more. What's planned? What's the party?
So first we're going to have suddenly some drinks. Then we're gonna have more drinks. Yeah. Then I'm gonna have some holidays. And then we're going to have a big trip to Italy all together, like everyone. And we're going to meet our friends at our tannery in Florence, have 2 days there, then Venice, and then go back to Vienna to work again. But yeah, so Italy is really at the heart of Paper Republic. So we say, okay, let's go there for the 10 years of Paper Republic.
Is everyone excited about the Italy trip, or?
Yeah.
Especially it's in June, right? So I think
Yeah.
it's going to be one of the best time to go there. But
It's going to be only work, like no drinks,
Of course,
no
no
pizza,
pizza.
no party, nothing.
But you said something interesting. You said back to where it started. We talked about this before, about how you founded Paper Republic, that you were a consultant in a company and you wanted to do something more meaningful. What was the first things you did when you had this idea of creating something more meaningful? How did that happen?
When I started, I was really in a different business life, and I was not really sure of where this is going to. I only knew one thing. I didn't want to ask anyone what I have to do, what I can do. So I just knew I wanted to have my company. So I did one thing. I went to Italy, actually, and I went to Bologna to meet people who were expert in leather and understanding, like, what is leather, actually. I just knew this material is so nice and so incredible, but I didn't know anything. So
You didn't know anything about leather?
No, nothing.
So you went there just to meet people and learn about this?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I just discovered, like, one kind of leather I want to have. This is the leather we still use. And it was really like a wow, haha moment, like, you say, oh wow, this is something, like, this is so great, so nice. We can do something more. I can do something from it. And
is it also when you met the current supplier of Paper Republic?
Yeah, exactly. This is how I met the people who are now our friends and business partners. You have to meet people at some point, like email and chats and Zoom calls. It's nice, but you have to meet people to show who you are, to make contact, to have a cappuccino, a drink, an aperitif, or whatever, and then to build a relationship, like business relationship, of course. Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago, and the rest is where we are today. And this year is also very special for something else. Is we started what we call here the Paper Republic Revolution.
Yeah.
So what is it, this revolution, and why revolution as a word?
Yeah, revolution. I'm French, so of course, like, revolution. Like, we all grew up in France with the myth of the revolution, I think. So it means a lot to me, actually. And I think when I started, it was already a revolution. It was a revolution against everything I did before, or against, like, people who don't do things like the way I want them to do. So it was already a revolution. And then actually, like, launching the crowd investing campaign we did, which we call the Paper Republic Revolution, it was going back to our roots as well, to say, actually, we want actually to start a movement. It's not only a brand, it's not only Paper Republic, it's a movement. We are a company, we're a team, we have people, we have partners, we have customers. Let's all be together and start this revolution against bad notebooks. So we managed to raise money for it. so we can invest in super meaningful projects for the future of the company and build a movement, build not only a brand, but build a community of people who believe in what we do, in our story, in our value, in a lot of things we do. And so we can have not only a business relationship, but like become friends and have drinks together. Yeah.
And has anything happened since the revolution was launched?
Yeah. First, I mean, we were super happy to be successful in like a week to raise like this money super fast. So it was a great thing. And then we already launched our first meaningful big project, big new products. So we just launched, for example, the sleeve, the MacBook sleeve, which was a big project for us. We started, of course, as well to invest in sustainability, for example. So we now have one great team member who is working a lot of time just building and strengthening the sustainability aspect of Paper Republic. And then we have a lot of projects. We launched the shop here, so we now have a little shop. We had a nice party, inviting people, and then we just like launched our retail operations. So a lot of investment in project for the future, which I think is a great step forward for the company.
Yes, and that reveals a lot about where it's going. So this sustainability thing that you mentioned, and this person that you mentioned will be the guest in the second part of our episode.
She's a great guest for you.
But before we welcome Steffi, I would like to ask you. We know the Paper Republic identity, but I'd like to go further in this. And do you know what Paper Republic would be if it was an animal?
Yeah. You know the logo of Paper Republic. You know what it is? Like this. Like a lot of people. So I think we would be this animal.
Which is?
It's a griffin. A griffin is it's a lion with the head of an eagle. I think this is what we are. We are a lion with fighting spirit, but as well like motivated and a bit different than others. And this is the griffin. This is Paper Republic.
And if Paper Republic was a daily object?
We are a notebook. We are a letter journal. We are a Grand Voyageur notebook where we write everything in it and organize our life, of course, yeah.
And if Paper Republic was a movie?
I think we would be Pulp Fiction.
Why?
Yeah. I think because we're crazy, we're creative, we're a bit weird, but we are nice. We do a lot of stuff. We're a company which is like bloody and sexy, and this is Pulp Fiction. We are a Pulp Fiction, I think.
Then, before we welcome our second guest, we will have a little mid-roll by our sponsor, Paper Republic.
I love my MacBook. That's why it deserves the ultimate protection, whilst remaining beautiful. Lined with 100% Austrian wool and expertly crafted from the finest vegetable tanned leather, the sleeve keeps my MacBook safe, with the help of some ultra-strong magnets. It's functional, easy to carry, but more than that, it just looks and feels great. I can even personalize it with my initials. The sleeve, my companion for life.
We are now welcoming our second guest. Welcome, Steffi, our sustainability officer at Paper Republic.
Thank you, Rani.
So I think Jérôme introduced a bit who you are in the first part of this episode, but can you tell us more? Who are you as a sustainability officer at Paper Republic?
Yeah, so my role is to collect information about all the materials, about suppliers we work with, like getting all the information together, being like a librarian, basically. Our general goal is to become the best and the most sustainable notebook producer in the world. So I think we are on a good path, actually.
Can you give us maybe examples of things the company are doing in direction of becoming the most sustainable notebook producer?
Yeah, for example, we try to reduce or to produce as little waste as possible. So we design little leather goods, for example, to use up all the tiny parts of our leather skins. like Le Loop that recently came out, or we make bookmarks and little giveaways for customers. And also we created the leather recrafting box for customers who want to really get into the material, who really want to start crafting, start playing around with this really nice leather that we also really enjoy working with.
Yeah, and I think also in the materials today, when we think about sustainability, we also think about plastic, that we want to, the use of plastic. Can you tell us maybe more about this, if how is the relationship between the company and plastic?
Yeah, so basically we feel like we really need to get rid of every plastic we have. And actually the last plastic we are still using is the FedEx envelopes, the shipping envelopes. Also here we are already trying to get rid of it and to find some different solutions.
So you mean in the packaging of the products themselves and etc. There is no plastic?
No, we only work with paper and leather.
And in the paper and leather, are the materials also sustainable? For example, paper?
We try to source local materials, of course. So our papers are mainly from Austria, Germany, and Sweden. So we use really the best certified natural papers that we can get. And also the leather is already sustainable, so we work with vegetable tanned leather.
The company communicates a lot about this vegetable tan leather. Can you actually explain a bit more? What does that mean?
Vegetable tanned leather is, other than chrome leather, is tanned with natural tannins, which are tree barks or nuts like chestnut. So it's a long process. Actually, it takes much longer than the chrome tanning. That's why it's also more expensive, but it's really worth doing it that way. And yeah, it's really, we really want to protect the nature as well, and that's why we work with this. And especially, we think it's the best leather we can get.
And this chrome leather. So what's the actual difference? Like the leather that we find in goods every day, are they more chrome or are they more vegetable tanned?
They're more chrome. So actually it's only about 10 to 15% of the world's leather is vegetable tanned only.
So it comes from Italy, as we talked about with Jérôme, and I think you've been there, right? Can you tell us a bit more about the tannery and about the family-run tannery we work with?
Yeah, so like Jérôme mentioned earlier, we went there last October, I think, last autumn, and yeah, we spent some hours with them together. We could look at the tannery. They explained us everything really well. We could really get a good insight of how they work, who's working there, and yeah, we met Simone and his team, who are really welcoming and really nice and like our friends.
Well, thank you very much, Steffi. Before we get to the end of this episode, I have a little game for the two of you. First, I want to know how well you know our products.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to tell you 3 facts about one product, and you have to guess and fight for the microphone.
Who's the first? Okay.
I have it. The first fact about this secret product is that it took about a year to develop it. The second fact is that we celebrated the launch with ice cream and champagne.
Le sleeve.
No, it's not le sleeve.
Champagne is every product.
And the third fact is that it's a product so strong that it can hurt.
Le penloop.
Yes, it's le loop. If you can have your revenge now with how well do you know your team? Oh. Now it's going to be 3 facts about someone who is here in the audience. So you can look at the audience and find who looks like it's a person who has 1 foot bigger than the other. a person here has one.
That's really a fun fact.
It's the fact, yes.
I think every person here in the room has.
And the second fact is that when this person was a child, they wanted to be called Xena.
Xena.
Who looks like Xena here?
Xena.
And the third and last fact is that this person really wanted to learn the guitar, but they couldn't learn one single chord, so they completely gave up and started another instrument instead.
Teresa,
No,
can you show your feet actually? That would be nice.
I'll tell you, well, it's the drums.
Betty.
Shall we call you now Xena? It is Betty. Thank you very much to the two of you for being here. Thank you for watching. Let us know if you enjoyed this first episode of the Paper Republic Talk Show. Leave a comment, share with your friends. Tell us maybe in the comments if you also have one foot bigger than the other. And tell us what you would like to see in a future episode. And see you soon in the second episode of the Paper Republic Talk Show. Thank you, everyone.
Can we have the champagne now?